Statistically, by this day in January, it's the time we've given up our New Year's resolutions. We've all committed to regular exercise, a better diet, new hobbies, new career goals, wanting to practice your instrument for 100 hours a day, and other better ways of living. And then we inevitably don't stick to any of them. I am most definitely not one of those optimized guru types speaking from my high horse. I am a procrastination queen. I often get overwhelmed by my to-do list, and I have trouble sticking to things consistently. I get stressed, I've burnt myself out, and well, like me, your cortisol levels might be just too high, leading to numerous problems. Resistance comes in many forms, but it's often the belief that you're too old to learn something new, or you're not talented enough, or you don't have time, that you don't want to embarrass yourself, or that it's too expensive to learn. Some of these might actually be true. It might actually be a way of telling yourself you don't really want the thing you're pursuing. I love the idea of running a marathon, but I'm barely willing to put on my trainers and run 3 miles, so how do I expect 26.2 miles to happen? I'm a musician, but this video is for anyone with a creative pursuit they want to do better at. These are some of the things I'm going to try and stick to this year. This is as much a video for me as it is for you. I really want to change my life.
Don't keep me waiting. If you're coming over, follow my directions. It's right on Casanova. I know it's all too much to ask. I know I'm up too late, but I need you to fly here, sail a boat here, steal a car, jump a train.
Number 1, surround yourself with good people only. This can sound a little harsh, but it's important to assess the people in your life and truly find others like you, which might not be possible in person. It might have to be an online community. People who will raise you up, not bring you down. And they don't need to be yes men all the time, but maybe people who give you constructive criticism. Ask yourself if there's anyone in your life who discourages or belittles your creative pursuits. I often find difficulty in describing exactly how important my creativity is to me. So if I say I'm heading to the studio on a Saturday afternoon, it can be met with, why are you working? When really I need that time alone to sit with ideas and play guitar without worrying that I need to be somewhere or someone else's judgment. Creative work is fragile and needs to be carefully nurtured. It's very easy to be derailed by a negative comment. That's why the world is full of first draft novels in desk drawers or half-finished songs on hard drives. You need a sounding board for ideas to help you grow. It's all about putting in the hours too. An hour wasted worrying about someone else and what they think of your work is actually stopping you from actually getting better. Those hours compound, and I find myself getting very anxious if I'm not able to get those hours of play in my day. Playtime for kids is a necessity, but it is for adults too. Find people who understand that. Find people that need their own playtime too, their own interests. They'll be way more understanding of what benefits you.
However you need to come over, I can't sleep here without you closer. To feel your skin on my skin, lover. I'd play it cool, but I don't want to.
Next up, eat the elephant one piece at a time. I often get frightened by the scale of my to-do list and end up looking for a quick win rather than tackling a larger, more complex project, even though I know I'll be so much happier with the end result if I just take the time to make it. So the best advice I can give to you and myself is to break these tasks down into manageable chunks. Ticking a small chunk off your to-do list is as important as ticking off the whole. Anything is better than nothing. And don't tell yourself that the task is only done when the end product is ready. It's like life, it's a long journey. And every step forward is to be celebrated, no matter how small. The best way to do this, though, is through deep, focused work. Put your phone in another room. Each little distraction, even if a minute, causes you to lose another minute or more while you get back into that state of flow. Narrow your vision. I don't think you need to text that person back immediately.
Now I might go change my mind, treat the mean and keep you keen tonight. Oh, you want the anxious, avoidant type? I can switch that on in waves, in waves. Oh, I might go change my mind, treat the mean and keep you keen tonight. Oh, you want the anxious, avoidant type? I can switch that on in waves, in waves.
Which brings me to my next resolution. Eat your greens. I'm not talking about spinach, although a little bit more of that in 2025 would probably do us all good. I'm talking about less interesting component tasks that make up the creative whole. For instance, I have a friend who wants to be a writer, and he's constantly writing because he loves it. That is the fillet steak of his creative meal. But he sees submitting that writing for publication as extra work, a second job on top of his day job. It's more formal. And let's be honest, it's scary to invite rejection into your world. But you cannot just eat steak all day. You need a balance of all these different nutrients to make a complete meal. Deep down, he's avoiding these tasks because he's scared of rejection. Far better to stay where you're safe. But by avoiding the task he doesn't like doing, he's not actually getting any closer to achieving his end goal of getting published. Fear is just part of the mix. Every single creative you admire has had work rejected, criticized, and laughed at, and they've dusted themselves off and got back to work. Take it from me, it is not as bad as you think. Get that idea out of your brain, on paper, submitted, uploaded, criticized. Let it fail or succeed. You have no control either way. Art is subjective. Finish that work, package it up, put it out into the world, and move on. It's all about reps. And talking of reps, doing something over and over and over might get tedious. But the next resolution is to embrace boredom.
Don't keep me thinking that I'm winning you over, that my charm will deceive you. I'm no Casanova. I can't lie here and crave you, so I know you're at the gates. But I can't let you fly here, sail a boat here, steal a car in this state.
Give yourself quiet time without stimulation. A mind with freedom to wander will gift you all sorts of ideas. But if it's constantly occupied, then they have no time to come to the surface because they're battered into submission by the next tempting sugary morsel. Then there's the boredom of actually repeating a melodic phrase on your instrument over and over and over again. You have to sit with that too. When it's been a long day, it's far easier to sit and veg out rather than picking up that pen or paintbrush or instrument and doing something boring or difficult. But you will be far more fulfilled with a few minutes of creative work than hours of doom scrolling, looking at other people's achievements. And these sites are designed to suck us in and keep us watching as long as possible, so make it easy for yourself. Set timer limits on the apps or delete them from your phone entirely. Use them as tools to market your work, but don't let them rule you. My personal recommendation, I use Opal, not sponsored, to limit my phone use, because it is far too much of a time drain for me, and I have trouble resisting. Now, it's not up to me anymore. There's literally a mode that I can't bypass. I even shut off WhatsApp messages, definitely social media, video streaming, for hours of my day. and it genuinely makes me so much happier.
I might go and change my mind, treat to mean and keep you keen tonight. Oh, you want the anxious, avoidant type? I can switch that on in waves, in waves.
My final resolution, do it yourself. Or maybe it's do it for yourself. It's 2025. Don't wait for permission from anyone. Whatever your creative field, you have the tools at your disposal to make it happen without waiting for a gatekeeper to give you the thumbs up. Making good work that you're proud of and sharing it with the world is the most fulfilling thing you can do with your life. No matter your age, it is never too late to start. And this applies to any time of year too. We don't need to wait for the 1st of January to roll round before we begin something new. You might think that you're not talented enough, that you'll never be as good as Stevie Ray Vaughan or Eddie Van Halen, but you don't have to be. And don't forget, everybody starts from zero too. Okay, it is time for Patreon of the day. Those who've been around here for a long time will know that this is something I used to do. Now it is 2025, we're bringing it back. I have 715 wonderful patrons. Who's it going to be? 622. Who's 622? Let me see. Trudy Robinson. You are my Patreon of the day. Thank you so, so much. My Patreon community is my tribe. I get feedback on my music and videos, and they've helped me improve so much. So that's all from me today. I hope this creates a little flame inside of you to take action and execute that creative project.